Welcome back. It's time for business, and Matthew's here. Hello again, Matthew. Now, markets have taken a knock after some disappointing data out of China.
Yes, data that suggests manufacturing activity set to shrink there in May. Now, this data is formed on the basis of speaking to purchasing managers. They're seen as having their ear close to the ground and giving a very good indication of what's likely to happen. And the key thing to look for in this data, which we call PMI, Purchasing Managers Index, is whether the number is above or below 50. Now, anything below 50, as we're seeing now in this May figure, 49.6, means there's a contraction going on. And that figure is worrying, and it's the worst figure for 7 months, in fact, and just adding to concerns that perhaps the Chinese economy really is slowing down. And well, let me show you how that's playing out in the markets in Asia. We've seen some dramatic falls in the Thursday trading session. The Nikkei in particular, it's fallen as far as 6%. It's down around 4.6%. So lots of movement going on there. The Shanghai Composite, interestingly, not falling quite as much so far.
Back here in Europe, leaders were more focused on tax evasion at a meeting on Wednesday. No deal, though.
That's right. They put this top of the agenda, sort of sorting out tax evasion, filling this €1 trillion hole that they say tax evasion is costing. They say they made a step in the right direction on getting more openness in the way that bank information is transferred around Europe. But two countries, Austria and Luxembourg, holding out still. They want to see a deal done with Switzerland, which is outside the EU, of course, before they agree to open up their own banking sectors to more transparency and scrutiny.
And Austria's finance minister once said that she would fight like a lion on this issue.
That's right. Maria Fechter, the Austrian finance minister, is being very robust on this matter, saying that she wants to protect the Austrian banking sector. And that banking industry in Austria does have some very specific features, as Oliver Farry reports.
A picture postcard village with ski lifts, spires and chalets. Kleinwalzertal, an Austrian valley hugging the German border, has another particular feature. It boasts 1, 2, 3, 4, a total of 10 banks for a town of only 5,000 people.
A lot of Germans come here to deposit their money.
I think a lot of dirty money comes here.
Austria's strict banking secrecy laws attract foreigners. This former Austrian banker used to work along this border, always operating with the utmost discretion.
My business cards had neither the name nor the logo of my bank on them. Our customers' bank balances were anonymous. There was just one number on them, no names.
The idea was to leave no trace of the deposits in the event of a tax audit. 53 billion euros of foreign money is deposited in Austrian banks, half of it coming from Germany. Less than in Switzerland, but Brussels is turning the screw. However, several Austrian ministers insist they will not give in.
Forcing us to automatically communicate banking details would be a massive intrusion into people's lives.
Banking secrecy, which is enshrined in Austria's constitution, divides the country's politicians. Many Austrians want a change in the current situation, which puts the country at risk of being blacklisted as a tax haven.
Let's get some of the day's company news now. And the US car maker Ford says that it's stopping production completely in Australia. It's been in the country for 88 years and 1,200 jobs will now go. But at the same time, the company is hiring in the US, an extra 3,500 jobs planned there this year.
French car maker Peugeot Citroen is planning talks with unions on improving efficiency. The company is already cutting 8,000 jobs as it tries to return to profitability. Peugeot's rival Renault completed similar talks in March with an agreement for more flexibility.
And Japan's second biggest car maker, Nissan, is recalling 841,000 vehicles. The worldwide recall is linked to problems with steering. A range of models are involved, including the Micra. Well, shares in Nissan down around 2.5% in Tokyo this Thursday.
Taking to the skies now, makers of executive jets say the market for their pricey products is turning around. Sales took a hit during the financial crisis and they've been slow to catch up. France 24's correspondents in Geneva sent us this report.
In the shadow of the Swiss Alps, the economic slump seems far away. Nearly 130 private jets sold worldwide in the first quarter, a marked improvement on 2012. Executive jets then are on the up, a reflection of broader optimism.
I think the sector is convalescing after a long crisis that we're only just getting out of. The financial indicators from the US are good. We expect that other markets will follow in the wake of the US market.
Smaller aircraft producers were the hardest hit by the downturn. But even those at the other end of the scale, like Airbus, have felt the effects of customer belt tightening.
You
and I aren't supposed to buy a new car. When the economy is uncertain, it's the same for a business jet customer. He keeps what he has today a little bit longer.
If an executive jet doesn't have enough cachet, there's always the luxury option. Brazil's Embraer is carving out a niche for itself with top-of-the-range planes like its flagship Lineage 1000. But the price is still stratospheric.
Cheap is not a word we would use. This airplane we're in is a $53 million airplane. There are more than 19 passengers on the airplane. It allows flexibility for the passengers to move amongst themselves. It has a bedroom and it has a shower. It's a home away from home.
The 2013 Geneva Air Show suggests the sector is ready for takeoff, but there's little way of knowing for sure. Traditionally, neither buyer nor seller likes to advertise the transaction.
And from luxury products to a shortage of everyday essentials in Venezuela.
Yes, people in Venezuela have been running out of toilet paper, and it's no laughing matter. It's led to scenes of panic buying there in supermarkets. And why? Well, some economists say that a government policy of setting price controls means this shortage has occurred, whereas the government says that it's all a conspiracy to destabilise the country. But the parliament has backed now $79 million to buy in emergency supplies.
All right, thank you very much for that, Matthew. That's it for the business. That's it from me for now. Stay tuned for the latest headlines with Stuart. They're coming right up.